Hello horror fans, and welcome back to Dead by Daylight. In this episode, we're going to explore the new PTB for the 6th anniversary, and look at the killer, the Dredge. So, in this video, I went ahead and played a little bit with my friend, Bubalove, and we went ahead and I tried out the killer. We went ahead and got the Mori there, so we could see that. As well as I went ahead and walked around the new map some, to give you some idea of how the map looks overall, and explored his power a bit. Then I went ahead and jumped into a game with Bubalove in which we both played a survivor and we actually faced a person playing as the Dredge. It was a little bit of a non-serious game, obviously, because we're playing on the PTB, but it did give a better concept of how the Dredge works and how he's going to be to play against. So, with that in mind, since I was playing with my friend, I didn't have audio on at the time. I just want to give my thoughts on the killer a little bit here before I play the game footage that I do have. I think overall, the character is very unique and sort of fun. I like the whole teleporting to the lockers ability. I think it could provide for some definite scary moments in the game, and it also gives him an ability to chase survivors in a new way. There were multiple times where I didn't know where the Dredge was coming from, and that really made things scary quite quickly. I also have already started to see some perks that I think could work really well with him. Definitely some perks to let you know where where his next teleport should be. Things like barbecue and chili, the scourge hook that makes a generator explode whenever you hook somebody on it, maybe a nurse's calling so you can see where people are healing. All could really give him information to allow him to get to the next survivor by teleporting to the locker that's near them. On top of that, I think a perk like Overwhelming Presence could actually work well on this killer, simply because of the fact of making, like, anything that would sort of play with the size of his terror radius would just make it more confusing as to where he's coming from and where he's going to. And I think that could be something that would really work well with the killer. Now, the second capability he has where it turns the map dark and such, I think really needs to be worked on before the game comes to the actual live servers. As you'll see in my game footage, it really doesn't darken the map that much. I was able to see where I was going still perfectly fine. It really didn't distract from it at all. And if anything, it some ways made things simpler, because you could see the killer very clearly outlined in white as he was, and you could also see the other survivors easier who were down on the ground. So I really feel like, if anything, his secondary ability right now actually hurts the killer. I think what they need to do that would make it so much better, I don't care about the white outline so much, they could take or leave those, but what they need to do is to make it where the map overall gets much darker when that ability is going on. Make it where you can only see like maybe 2 feet in front of you and such. That would make that ability very useful, and it would make it where looping the killer would be very challenging during it. Right now, as I said, his ability doesn't really do anything. I can still loop very easily if I was able to, because I can see where I'm going. So let's get to the last thing on my mind with this killer, which is his appearance. I'm torn about his appearance. I feel like overall, he somewhat looks like a hot mess. I get with his storyline how he sort of works in that way. There are creepy things here, like the fact that he's got all these fingers and stuff on his weapon, and I do see the possibility of like skins for him that could be very cool. As I said, the fingers here are sort of cool. The skulls, while I like skulls and such, just don't really work here. They just sort of seem tossed on him. This arm is big and everything, but it really doesn't do anything for you, so it's not really a factor. And the head overall just doesn't work for me. Now, with all that negative being said, what I will say I did end up liking, and you will see during the Mori, is the hands that are down here. I love the fact that these hands that come out of his lower body are used for picking up the survivor. They're used when you open a locker with a survivor in it, and they're used during the Mori. Those hands on the lower body really do work well for me. I also like these spikes that come out here, as you'll see with the Mori. So all of that's really cool. It's just this art design right here, I'm just not a huge fan of. But as I said, I think the thing is with this particular killer, you saw the hands there for a moment, but with this particular killer, the thing could very well be that some of the skins that they produce for him could be extraordinarily cool. So originally when I was seeing him, I admit, when the leaks came out and stuff showing him, I wasn't on board at all. I really was not happy with this killer coming out, and I thought that it was sort of a mistake overall by Dead by Daylight. Now, having gotten to play him a little bit, and getting to see where they can change this look with cosmetics and such, I really sort of am having this character grow on me some. I like the possibilities for the future. And as long as they do cosmetics that give you a lot of variation so that I can do something very different from somebody else, I could see this actually working out okay. I am curious to see how the bloody cosmetics are going to work, because I mean normally the torso is one of the pieces that's prestige with a bloody cosmetic, and I don't know how you put blood onto smoke. But I guess that's something we'll see in the future. For now though, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the game footage I have. I hope that you enjoy. If you do, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and enjoy the video.